No, they probably think no one's down here and I'm just talking to like an empty wall. That's a good point. How would I prove it? That's an interesting point you make. Steve Weiner here from GetRubix.com, and today we're going to keep going with constructing our data migration between PCs, the ad hoc migration. I need a name for this thing because I keep tripping over my words every time I talk about it. But we started last time building the script, getting the framework out. We're gonna keep going today. I would say there's a 50-50 chance that there's no one here, or there is someone here. Okay, folks. Last time, real quick, this is our tenant-to-tenant data migration for a new PC script, right? Assuming that not only are we migrating the user to a new tenant, right? They've been migrated, they're getting a new PC, and we want to retain their data. So we're doing this with a peer-to-peer connection between PCs. The new PC will come in, it'll connect to the old PC automatically, assuming it's on, powered on and on the network. And in our first step, we set up some basic stuff. We set a local path. We went ahead and went through our network rules. We made sure that there was no firewall rules blocking the device. And we made sure that WinRM was running on the machine. So now what we have to do is move on to step 3, which is going to be to determine the paths that need to be migrated. So in order to do this, we're going to get some device info. In fact, let me change this. Get device and data info. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to get device info, and we're going to say serial number. It's just going to be good stuff to have in case we need it later. Object, class, Win32, bio, same thing we did last time. Select object, expand properties, pipe that out, right host, serial number is serial number. Great. Oh, gotta be careful with those returns. Okay. Get a few more pieces. The host name is going to be environment computer name, right host. Host name is host name. And why don't we go ahead and grab the OS version. This is going to be more important later, but I'll explain why. So system environment, we'll do OS version, and we'll get the build out of that. So we'll say current host, current Windows build is OS version. Okay, now we'll get disk info. Get disk info. So we're going to say the disk info is let's just call that disk. The disk is get volume drive letter C. Now what we're going to say is total disk size equals, and this is where we're going to go ahead and round up a little bit. We're going to say 0 to 2. Oh, there should be curly. 0 and 2 gigabytes. And we are going to say disk dot size and divide that by a gigabyte. That's the total disk size. So we can write that out. Right host. C drive is C drive total size is total disk size. Okay. What we'll do now is we're going to get the free space, free disk space, and that's going to be the same thing. 0 and 2 gigabyte. Of course, that'll be disk size remaining 1 gigabyte. And we are going to say C has free disk space of disk space available. Okay. And that'll do it there. Now we need to know the paths we're backing up. So we are going to say paths to be migrated. And, you know, we're also going to say paths can be added or removed here without without changing migration process. This just means this is where you can make your changes, right? So you have your locations, and we're just going to create this array, right? So this is where you can essentially do your app data local, yep, app data roaming, documents, we did downloads, desktop, pictures. Okay, and I forgot the comment. Did I forget the comment there? Why doesn't it like that? What's the problem? It shouldn't need a comma there. Oh, there is it's an expression in a statement. Let's try that again. Oh, there's no at here. Duh. Beautiful. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to capture that data in the oh, we're not constructing XML, sorry. All right, now what we're going to do is we're just going to create an XML string for those locations that we can pipe in later to our XML. So we're going to call that XML locations, and we did this in the other script as well, so you might already be a pro at this. So we are going to say XML locations is, oh, hold on. XML, there we go. It's an empty array. XML locations, it's an empty array. For each location in locations, we are going to add it to XML locations. We're going to add this string. Location, location, location. So, and we're going to put a tick new line so it makes a new line. Location, location, location. That's our like realtor mantra when we start doing that stuff. Okay, so let's go ahead and okay, so now that we have that, we can write that out. We can say for each one, let's say local path location will be migrated to new PC. Just so we have a pipe out of all of them. Okay, awesome. Now the network share, right? I don't go ahead and we got to go ahead and create a network share. So how do we do that here? Well, first thing is first, because we're running a system, we got to get the username. So we're going to use the same thing we did previously to do it. And this is our trick how to get into the system. This is helpful in and of itself. So we say active username equals get WMI object Win32 computer system. Okay, and we pipe that to a select object username. And we pipe out the username. So now the user, the short name, is just that. It's the active username, but we replace the bracket, backslash. Now we have a user. So we can write host. Current user is user. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, so that's our username. We need a few other things too. So we need some drive share credentials. So let's actually make a comment. Get username. Now we're going to create drive share read credentials. And how are we going to do that? So I'm going to call it share user equals, I call it share read. You can call it whatever you want, it really doesn't matter. And the password is @password *123. That's super sensitive, so you might not want to use that. Right, so now that we've defined those parameters, we have to add this user to the machine. Excuse me. So that's just net user add share user and password with a Y, -Y. And now they're added to the device. Next thing we have to do is create the file share. Create the file share. Okay, how do we do this? So let's go ahead and create parameters first. Let's call them share parameters. Okay, first one is the name. The name of the share. Did we give it a name before? Let's give it a name. The name of the share is, let's do this, share name. And we are going to call it migrate. Again, doesn't really matter. So the name is share name. The path that we're sharing, now remember, we want to share the full user path here. So it's going to be C users user. And we want to provide full access to the share user. There we go. How do we do that? Well, we do new SMB share. And we just give it the share parameters. And it'll go ahead and create a share based on C users user, which is Bob Friedman's folder. We name the share migrate, and we give full access to the new user we added, share user. Now we're just going to have to set permissions in order for this to work correctly. So we got to mess with the ACL a little bit. But first we'll write host, created SMB share, share name, add path, C path, C users. Okay, now set ACL permissions. So the ACL itself, we're going to do a get ACL, and we're going to do that at the share. So host name, share name. AR, that stands for access rule. So we're going to make a new object, and we're going to call it system security access control file system access rule. The rule is for share read. This is who has the access. They have full control. Put a space there. Yeah, I don't think that matters. Container inherit. So this way they have full access to everything within it. We're going to do also object inherit. Can't see over my activate Windows thing. Okay. None, and we're going to allow. There we go. Now you can actually see a little better. Up there. That's exactly what we're setting. Taking that ACL and we're setting that access rule. The access rule we're setting is the new one we just made. AR set ACL. We're going to set that same path. Host name, share name. Okay, we're gonna write host. Added account. Share user to host name, share name, full control permissions. With full control permissions. Great. Okay. That took care of basically getting all the data ready, and now the share is going to be available on this device. So good job, us. Next time, we're going to go ahead and construct the remaining XML. So we have kind of a backup manifest. We're going to connect to our blob storage and go ahead and post it with a dynamic name. And you know that's going to be exciting. 1, 2,